Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about our double kettlebell press. The reason we teach the double clean before the double press is we don't have a rack like we do in barbelling. You can't just walk up to the rack and have it in the start position already. You already have to know how to get the weights up, do the double clean, and practice it several times before we get to the double press, because we have to get our weights up, and now we're going to do our pure press. The double hard style kettlebell press can be done a lot of different ways, and you'll see a lot of variations on it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna teach it from the start position, knuckles together, forearms vertical, elbows almost touching, thumbs at collarbone heights. Then the arms are going to open, sweep up, press all the way up overhead, pull it back down, close it all the way back in, and get back to our neutral position. There is no way out of this exercise. We always teach this single kettlebell press first, always. Everybody has shoulder injuries, especially athletes. Anybody who's been an athlete has shoulder injuries. And most people have long-term injuries that continue to go for long periods of time. So we normally teach the clean, then we teach the press, then we teach the clean and press, then we work on the Turkish get-up, then we work on side presses, then we work on push presses, work on all of that stuff. All of that stuff should most likely come before the double press. The double press, there's kind of nowhere to go. Think of this as a barbell press. The difference is these two things move independently. When you're doing a barbell press, you can set up, you can get into that position, you step under the rack, you bring it off the thing, you stand, and then you press. You get back on the rack, you set it down, you're good. With kettlebells, you have to be able to pick it up first, and as you press, if one arm is stronger than the other, you'll see this thing happen, which is why we do all those high windmills and bent presses and everything first, because when you start doing this with heavy weights, something in here is gonna have to take over to keep you stable. If you do the training, you'll never notice. If you don't do the training, you try and jump straight to this exercise, you may notice some things don't feel great. We would like to avoid that. As with our double clean, you can start any way you want. Normally, once I get the weight up, kind of like in barbelling, you may bring your feet closer underneath you so that you can get a better glute squeeze. If it is a pure press is defined, legs locked, kneecaps pulled up, quads on, glutes tight. All of this is locked into place. From here, we are gonna open, press all the way up. As we bring our arms all the way down, all of this is going to stay on. We get our weights up, squeeze our glutes as hard as we can. We don't have to look up, we're just gonna look straight ahead. Open, press the lock out, bring the arms down, close it all the way back in. Open, come all the way down, come all the way back in. Then we have to set the weights down. You can take a little step out with your legs and push your thumbs back. Set it down with good technique. Think about this like a dumbbell. What do I call that? The Arnold Press, 2 dumbbells, 1 in each hand, where you're in your decline bench. You open up, you press all the way up, you bring it back together. When we're doing our press, unlike in dumbbells, you may be limited on where your hands can be on the size of the dumbbell. They may hit together. And you'll see guys, and they come from here, and they clack them together at the top. Makes that cool noise. Fun stuff to do. With kettlebells, the goal is to get both of your arms perfectly vertical, as opposed to barbell, where your hands will be in a wider position. All of these presses have their place in athletics. As we start from here, our shoulder goes through its spiral. We get to lock out at the top. The weight is behind us, so the weights are pulling our body open. We are pushing our rib cage down to squeeze our glutes. I personally am not great at double presses because I don't do them all that much, because that's not the clientele that I normally work with. Most people are going to get the most benefit out of single kettlebell and running higher in weight and getting more cross-body stability, but there is a place for when people need to try to put on size or fix issues. So oftentimes when you have an injury on one side of your body, you will cheat a little bit by rotating to get through a press. When you go to double kettlebell exercises, you remove the ability to rotate to cheat. It's fairly awful and it's fairly glaring in the beginning because it will point out exactly where you have a problem extraordinarily quickly.